Okay, now we're going to learn the head isolation, and that's this move. So as you can see, it's quite an interesting effect. I'm warning you right now, this move is a little bit more difficult than moves like the arm wave, the body wave, the robot. And it's a little bit more difficult because it involves using muscles that you normally don't use. So I'm going to show you some tips, tricks, techniques, and how to do this move to help you learn. Okay, so obviously this move involves separating your head and your body so it looks like they're two completely separate things. Now to do this move you need a little flexibility. So take your head and stretch it over to the side. Just kind of do this for 30 seconds and then switch over to the other side. Good. You want to stretch your head around in a circle. And you want to practice doing this. You want to just practice stretching your head to the side. So right now it's centered, to the side, center, the side, center. You just want to practice doing that. It's going to be really frustrating at first if you don't have the flexibility for it. I'm kind of lucky that I did have a little bit of flexibility for it. But anyway, so once again, practice stretching like this, practice doing this. So the way I'm going to teach this move is through a technique called the zombie walk. It's completely, zombie walk is made up. It's not a dance move, but it helps you get this. So to do that, you want to put your arms up like you're a zombie. And the reason for that is it kind of stabilizes your shoulders, keeps them from moving around as much, and it makes the move easier. It's like training wheels. And you want to rock back and forth, like that. Now if you can't do this, I don't know how you got this far in the videos, but I'm sure you can do this. It's not hard. Just rock back and forth. Okay, now when your body goes in one direction, your head is going to go in the opposite direction. So if my body is rocking to the left, my head is going to go to the right. And the objective is to make it look like your head is standing in one place. And to do that, you really need to use a mirror. So follow along, watch this, stand up in front of your computer and follow along with me, but when you're done watching, go to a mirror and practice. So okay, we're here, we're rocking, and now we try to separate our head like that. And this already looked kind of creepy, and that's the effect we're going for. So when you rock to one side, your head goes this way, when you rock to the other side, your head goes this way. It's like you're trying to keep your head fixed in this position, right here. Okay? Now a lot of people, they get confused and they go like this. You can see the difference in how your head is going side to side, whereas what you want to happen is your head to stay in the same place. Wrong, that's wrong, right, opposite direction. And when you're completely comfortable with this, you want to slowly lower your arms so you can do the move like this. Now, this is going to be more difficult because our training wheels aren't stabilizing our shoulders. A big tip here is you want to keep your shoulders down. If you're doing this like this, it doesn't look as good. You want to be able to do it like that. So I remember when I was starting, I brought up my shoulders, and then this was a really hard habit to break. So when you start from the beginning, relax your shoulders and keep them down. It does make it easier at first, but it's going to be a really bad habit that you're not going to be able to get rid of. So keep your shoulders down. Another important tip here is that you want to keep your head flat. So if I'm moving my head around, you don't want to be doing this. None of this. You want to keep it flat. And the flatter you keep it, the better. Also, when people are doing this rocking motion, when I teach this in class, what I see a lot is people going like this or like this. See how that looks really unnatural? Not the way we want it to look. You want to be able to do it like this, not like this. So keep your head flat. Alright, so we're rocking back and forth, and you bring your arms down. Now you're doing this, and you just want to do it until it's in your muscle memory, until you can do it with your eyes closed, without thinking, while watching TV, while waiting in line. Now, the next progression is to stop rocking with your feet. And do it like this. Before, my feet were coming up, right? I was being a zombie. We brought our hands down, and now we're going like this. Once again, you want to go in front of a mirror to be able to do this. What you want to do is rock only your spine. So basically before, we were kind of rocking our entire body. Now, pretend that your spine is a metal rod and you're turning only your spine. So your body is going this way and this way. Not your whole body, not your legs, just from the waist up. So if you can pretend that your lower half of the body is not moving, it's not connected to your brain right now. Okay, so your upper body is going this way and that way while keeping your head isolated. Okay? You see a lot of people try this move and they kind of do it really messy. So if you can do this move really clean, props to you, it's going to look awesome. It's going to have the craziest effect. So to review, first we were rocking as a zombie, and we brought our hands down, then we stopped rocking with our feet, then we started rocking only from here. Right here. Okay, now once you can do this, congratulations, you've done the move. Now we just got to spice it up a little bit. And my favorite way to do it is to use your hand to push your head and body. So right now we were just doing this. What you want to practice next is only in one direction. So your head goes to the side, then your body goes to the side, then your head, side, body, side, head, side, body, side, head, side, body, side. And of course you want to do this in the other direction. So push your head over, right? The head is in the center, and you push your head over to the side, and then your chest. I like to push my chest like that. Your upper body from here, then your head, body, head, body. So when you're moving the head, right before you move it, your head should be as far in one direction as it can go, because you want to be able to have the most contrast. And then if you're just moving your head like that, there's not as much contrast as if you're moving it like that. You want your head to travel the most distance it can. So to do that, you want your head to be all the way on one side and then move all the way to the other side instead of just doing it like that. Alright? So bigger distances makes for a bigger effect. So we just did pushing our head and chest in one direction and pushing it in the other direction. I'm going to flip around so you can follow along with me a little bit easier. Okay, so I'm going to push with this hand here. Push your head, push your chest, push your head, push your chest, head, chest. Back to center. Okay. Head, chest, head, chest, head, chest, back to center. There we go. So another practice technique that will help you with this move is to put your hands above your head, kind of like this, and move your head around in a circle. Now this is easier because our shoulders and arms are connected and this kind of stabilizes the whole area. And by doing this, you're loosening the muscles to help you be able to do this, which helps you do this, which helps you do the move. Alright, so there's another practice technique. Your hands up above here, circle your head around. This helps you develop the muscle flexibility to be able to do this. Also, these muscles are so rarely used, almost not at all. So that's why this move is difficult. You're using muscles you haven't used before. I would also suggest not practicing this move a lot your first day because you might end up a little bit sore. You are working muscles that you haven't worked before. Okay, so we're going to apply the same concept of our head moving to the side to the forward and back directions. So we can make this a little bit more creative. And so to do that, it's all the same concept. First, you push your head forward. Like that, the further the better. It's supposed to look weird, alright? What you don't want to do is this. You don't want to hunch, alright? You want this to stay back, push your head forward. Head, not this, that's bad, like that. Okay, then you bring your chest forward to line up with the head. That was here, here. See how my head is isolated? Kind of creepy? Good. Now you repeat again. Head, body, head, body, head, body. Also, once again, keep your shoulders back. It's really important in that if you don't, this happens, and that looks really bad. Me pushing with my arm, that's just a style element. You don't have to do it. You can totally do it without it. But I think it makes it more interesting to use your arm. You can use different arms for different parts. It's a little way to make it your own. I mean, you can push with one finger. It's whatever you want to do to make it a little bit different, a little more interesting, a little bit of your own. Another tip when doing this move is not about speed. It's an illusionary move, which means you want to give people time, you want to give your audience time to look at it and just be blown away and appreciate it. If you're doing it like this, and moving on and dancing, first of all, it becomes sloppy, because the faster you do it, it just kind of becomes messy. And also, you kind of want to do it slow, so people can really see the effect. You also want to do it to the beat. So once again, this move is not about speed. Take your time with it. The more isolated it is, the better it looks. And the faster you go, the more difficult it is going to be to isolate. And lastly, the hardest one of all is to move the head in a circular direction. And that's moves like this. I think that's my favorite one. And so you move your head in a C, so you do a C shape to get it to here. And then you move your upper body in a C shape, your head in a C shape, upper body in a C shape. You could alternate sides, or you can do all the same side. You can go forward and back with that, or you can go in a full circle. All of it is the same concept of your head going one direction and your body going the other direction. So practice stretching, practice isolating. You want your body to be natural. You want the unnaturalness coming from the move itself, not your body posture.